Okay, you successfully stopped the assassin. What would you like to do next? I arrest him! The assassin that has plotted to kill you multiple times and has escaped prison twice. You're going to arrest him. Yes, because I'm a cleric and I kill no man. Okay, the guards take him away and leaves you with a smirk on his face. Hello, my name is Blake Connors, and today we are going to be going over the Fantasy Adventure 2 classes. The first class, in alphabetical order, is the Cleric. Clerics are people who devote their lives to their deity. From years of devotion to your deity, you have been gifted a holy tome from the heavens. This tome will aid you to do good and banish evil. Most of the pages are blank, but your deity will reveal them as your character progresses. If your alignment becomes evil +1 or more, your deity rejects you, unable to cast cleric specials. This can be undone by having at least a neutral alignment. Now you may be thinking, Blake, that's kind of stupid. What if I want to play an evil cleric? Well, there is an evil version of a class that's kind of the opposite of a cleric, which is a witch, which we will be getting to later. Clerics use a holy tome to cast their spells. This involves opening up to the page and then reading it out loud in the holy tongue. Each class has 2 starting specials, and the first one for the cleric is Cleanse. This blesses a unit, removing all harmful effects. The range is near and the cast time is 1 round. Pretty straightforward. The next one is Harm Ward. Basically, this places a ward on a unit, and other units cannot intentionally harm them. But this doesn't mean they're immune to damage. Completely different statement. The duration is 5 minutes or until your target inflicts harm. Next, the Druid class. Ooh, almost lost my page. Druids are typically wood-like beings with shape-shifting abilities, control over some plants, and just really one with nature. Their source of magic comes from a staff crafted from the tree of life of that planet. Every planet has a tree of life, and it's kind of like the Druid pilgrimage to adventure to the tree and to get a staff crafted for yourself. The first starting special for Druid is Cat Shift. Basically, you animal shift into a cat. You are still able to understand your normal languages plus cat, but you can only speak cat. The second special is Nature Perk, and this makes it so you can redo an attribute roll when working with plants or animals. Now, any special with the word perk at the end is kind of like a skill. You re-roll the attribute roll if it's appropriate to the task. Our third class, the Knight. The Knight is very basic, but everyone loves them, including me. The Knight specializes in combat, arguably the strongest in melee combat. Now, something to note that not all classes are built for dealing tons of damage, but the Knight is one of them. Physique Perk. Reroll an attribute roll when pushing your muscles to their limit. Pretty straightforward. Their second starting special, Ultimate Parry. This doubles your melee combat roll. Now, this may not mean anything to you if you don't know how the melee combat system works, but basically, you can see that an opponent beats you in melee combat, and you can be like, you know what, I double my roll and beat them. That's why they call it a special. Here's a little picture of a knight. Yeah, okay. Materialist. The Materialist is the 4th class, and they have strange magic. Again, not your damage dealer, but cool. I will now read the Materialist source of magic. You have spent years training with another Materialist. They have shown you the ways of manipulating the world using strange magic. Their source of power comes from wearing a special purple robe. This robe is made by their predecessor and requires a Materialist wearing this robe to tailor another one. This begs the question, what came first, the Materialist or the robe? So obviously we have the purple robe as the catalyst to use their magic. The first starting special is Door. Create a door on man-made materials such as a floor, wall, or ceiling. If there is no space opening, blah blah blah, details, etc. Basically, this makes it so you can walk through walls. The range is touch, and the duration is 1 day. The second special is float. Give a unit or object negative matter, causing them to have 0 effect on gravity. 500-pound weight limit. The range is near and the duration is 10 minutes. Our fifth class is the ninja. Ninjas have no catalyst, but their source of magic comes from ancient hand-sign teachings. Probably taught in ninja school, or whatever your backstory decides. The first starting special is Acrobatic Perk. Redo an attribute roll when performing a physical maneuver. Backflips. A second is Chameleon, and this makes you become slightly transparent, doubling your agility roll when attempting to sneak. Becoming damaged or causing harm ends the special, or you can end it when you please. Primordial, our sixth class. Primordials are elemental destruction. And you may have guessed, their specials involve tons of damage. You have lived in the spirit realm for many years, becoming one with the primary elemental spirits. Each elemental has gifted you a feather of their color, allowing you to harness their magic. Once all 6 feathers combine, a headdress is made to channel your specials. You are still new at bonding with your spirit pals, but as your character progresses, they will grant you greater power. The catalyst is a feathered headdress. This is essentially a telephone for communicating with your spirit pals in the spirit realm. Their first special is Ice Spike. Throw a large chunk of ice at your target. That's it. Range is near and damage is 2d6 plus spirit, which probably means nothing to you. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. Second special, Ignite. A flame combusts on your target, dealing damage over time. The range is near and the damage is the same, but the duration is based on how high your spirit is. Our seventh class, the Scholar. The Scholar has no source of magic, and their power comes from within the mind. Their first special is Identify. You learn all in-game statistics about an item or unit. Their second special is Prediction, which you contemplate a task. The Game Master responds with one of the following words: good, bad, both, or neither. And our final class, the Witch, which can be a man or woman. This is the opposite of the Cleric. If the Witch's alignment becomes good or more, they're unable to use specials. This is because you offer your soul to a demon, which they gift you a powerful grimoire, which you can read evil specials from. The first of which is Cry. Perform an enchantment that forces a non-hostile unit to fall to the floor in tears. The range is near and the time is channel, which means as long as you keep chanting this, they're going to keep crying. The second starting special, which I think is very cool, is Regret. Curse a unit, dealing damage the next 2 times they inflict harm. Think about that. I saw you rewind that video. The curse range is near, but the damage range is the world. But the duration is 1 day. Those are all the classes for Fantasy Adventure 2. If you'd like to check out the book, which I spent a lot of time on, I'll put a link in the description. Have a nice day. Oh, and the next video will be character sheet. Let's do that.